Join us for a first look of the all-new Golf GTI in the 8th generation, and we also compare the new GTE and the GTD. Let's go! In the front, the all-new Golf generation has the different shape of the headlamps. That's the main characteristic, and also stronger hood here, but in general a rather evolutionary change. Then the GTI model here, you can see, has this red stripe that goes all around the front, also into the headlamps, and below that, that's really cool, is the daytime running light. That's not only here, but also in the middle part here. That's really fancy, and it's also working while driving indeed. Pretty cool. Then lower part with a honeycomb structure grille, pretty massive, 4 meters 28, 14 foot 4, or 168 inches is the length here of the new Golf generation. Here the GTI comes with a special GTI badge, then starts with 17-inch wheels. These are the optional 18-inch wheels, and optional you can also go for 19. Red brake calipers as a contrast, and here of course very cool fitting to this so-called King's Red metallic. In the rear, I really have to say, wow, I mean, this is a base GTI, so to say, and it gets this very strong lower spoiler and two pipes, and they're really separated in this GTI here, and actually pretty massive, so you don't need like an additional sports exhaust or something. And now about the engine, a 2-liter 4-cylinder with 245 horsepower. And now comparing the GTE exterior, the plug-in hybrid. This one here has a scheme in blue, so you have the contrasting stripe here in blue and the GTE lettering in blue. And in the rear, the difference is, here for the GTE, this one does not have a real exhaust pipe that is visible. Now the GTE engine concept, this is a 1.4-liter TSI, so it's a turbo petrol engine, but with a little bit less displacement. But same horsepower figure, 245 horsepower, because you have the additional electric motor. And exterior on the GTD, the turbo diesel. This one does not have a contrasting color here, just a silver stripe. This GTD here looks, by the way, most impressive of the lineup today, because it has bigger wheels, 19-inch, the maximum wheel size here, and also because of this dark gray color, so this makes it, over the strongest appearance. And the GTD comes with a 2-liter TDI, a turbo diesel, here with 200 horsepower. And then there's this honeycomb scheme also here at the decor elements, and we'll find it all over the interior. Well, digitalization is the scheme of the new Golf 8. Then there are digital instruments, come standard now for all Golf versions, 10.25 inch. The GTI gets the special steering wheel with perfect structures at the side and GTI badge with the red contrast below. Left side you control the cruise control. You can also get an adaptive cruise control optional. Right side then to control the digital instruments. And the seats are really very special. First of all, you have typical Golf GTI checkered structure, or sometimes also called scale paper. Caro it would be in German, and really beautifully done, and it's good to have the fabric surface because it stays cool in summer and warm in winter times, and also that they don't slide around that much. Inside then with some Alcantara inserts, microfiber, really cool, and integrated head restraint already, so it looks really fancy. Now the interior overview. What's really cool is here the ambient light, then also the GTI red here between, and again this honeycomb structure right there also as a decor element. The standard Golf would come with an 8-inch infotainment screen, this one here the optional 10-inch screen, so also with the red GTI background in this case, soon more details to that. You can see here no physical climate knobs, all runs here with these sliders. Then there's new DSG shifting lever, dual clutch transmission, which is room saving, and also from reverse to D and back this will be going easier and better because it's shift by wire, no mechanical link anymore. The engine start-stop button is pumping like a heartbeat. That's also a special feature for the GTI. Well, we have the dual clutch transmission DSG here, which is pretty room-saving and so on, and looks quite fancy and very modern and good for the integration in the cockpit. But it's a GTI. What about the manual gearbox? Yes, I can confirm the GTI will still be available with the manual gearbox. And these are the special digital instruments in the GTI style, and you can actually then decide what you want to have, left or right, for example, navigation, or you want some like other information. Now more details to the infotainment system. So you have different main menus here, for example, with the GPS. You can slide one more, then you have, for example, the consumption meter and so on. And you know, the icon view here, to me that looks a little bit old school, doesn't it? Telephone either via Bluetooth or Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. CarPlay is also available in a wireless way. At the moment I have the cable set. The GPS looks like this, can also be increased over the whole screen, and the GPS software, the Volkswagen company, is usually pretty good and also leads the way. Everything's really clear and crisp, but the white accentuations here, to me, a little bit too bright. You can, however, also adjust the colors of the whole system right here. CarPlay integration looks like this. This is using pretty much of the screen. 10-speaker optional Harman Kardon system is giving a very crisp and clear sound. I like that. Now to the rear. You can see here the checkered structure in the red contrasting is also for the rear seats. Looks nice and sporty. This is really a very good materials they use. However, here at the inside of the doors, on the back part, that is now hard pack, sadly, so that's the second floor next to the missing hydraulic struts. Again, they really save millions of money, probably with these cost savings, and they say, yeah, you know, most customers won't really care. Well, we care here as car enthusiasts, but I can also understand the decision from the economical standpoint. Sitting here in the rear is also actually quite cozy, and I mean standard compact segment alike. Also fits here with my knees when I have the seat as I would be in the front. For opening the trunk, you still have this nice logo flip right there. And then there are some standard square dimensions, so to say. There's a little bit more space underneath. In this case also for the sound equipment, but you can also fit a spare tire. Here we go, and you can actually flip the seats from here if you reach over like this, and that from the rear compartment. Let's take a short look at the GTE interior. It's almost the same as in the GTI, also comes with the same equipment, but then again the digital instruments, for example, have a GTE badge and also a blue scheme, also a blue inlet at the steering wheel with a GTE logo, and the seats, they are with the same base structure in the checkered or scale paper structure, but then have the blue contrast and also some blue contrast stitches around. To me, the most beautiful, because blue is my favorite color. Really almost same features, exterior and interior, and also what you get as standard equipment, what's optional. Most is the same for GTI, GTE and GTD. It's really about the color nuances. And of course, the engine choice, as we talked about earlier. Here, a rather blue screen setup here, for example, for the instruments, and the seats with gray nuances, so you have the same structure in this checkered structure or the scale paper structure, but then in gray with the same very nice sport seats with the integrated head restraint. And now to our conclusion for today with the all-new VW Golf GTI and the siblings, the GTE and the GTD. Well, in general, the rather evolutionary change of the base Golf is here a little bit different with the GTI. The new GTI looks actually stronger than before, with a front design, and of course this daytime running light. This is something with really fancy in the front right there. And I think also that the rear, with the spoiler and with the big exhaust, that looks almost as a top sporty GTI version before, now in the base GTI, so pretty fancy as for that. The interior, more has been done there, especially as for digitalization. You can argue if the whole buttonless concept is really good for the user. We talked about it in general Golf 8 review already, so mixed feelings about that, but you of course get more features, that's cool. Also more elaborate software systems and so on, natural voice input and so on. Cool also with the seats here, with the integrated head restraint. They are really fancy and comfortable at the same time. And I would actually say, you know, you can pick a Golf GTI just as it comes from works without any optional extras. Yeah, maybe the 18-inch wheels look, of course, cooler than. But basically, you can go for a base GTI and you already get a full package, and that's it. So, really like the new GTI here. What's your opinion on that? And of course, we took a look at the GTE and the GTD, all with their different color schemes. Of course, the main difference is then the engine concept. Which one do you prefer? Can you maybe charge with the GTE at home? And of course, as for the taxation, especially in Germany, the GTE is more attractive now. So together with the bigger battery, there will be more GTE sales than before. Or then again, you can still go for the diesels. As for the color, I mean, you can pick any color for every vehicle. So that's really not the thing. But we could also show different colors than today. So you should not rate like which one you pick by the exact color shown today. More like which engine would you prefer, GTE, GTI or GTD? And from the whole styling, you know, here more with the red, GTE more with the blue, GTD then rather with this gray contrast, or let's say non-contrast. Which one is your favorite, exterior and interior? Let's discuss this in the comments, and I hope that you also tune in when we drive one of these three, or maybe all three together. We'll see you there.